Hello gamers, once again it is I, Keith, the Game Master and Master of Games, here to do a character spotlight on the Fantasy Hero character sheet. This time it's Saphira, the Dragon Shaman. Let's start off with characteristics. As you can see, mentally and her strength of will is very strong. Nothing really else of note except you can see her magical and mental combat values are much higher than her physical ones. Endurance, stun, and body are the things here in the current stats. These stats are important for combat. Vital information, 3 levels with her to hit with her spells. And spells can crit as well, so keep that in mind. We'll cover more of the critical hit system when we do the combat review. Complications for Saphira are: 1, her sister she's sort of searching for her, and it does complicate her life, as that is the focus of a lot of her decision making. She's watched by the Nunavut government, I suppose, because she is an ambassador coming down from the far north, but they're keeping an eye on her because they don't quite understand the way her magic works as compared to the magic as they understand it. So she's sort of a little bit of a mystery, so they're keeping close tabs on her. Distinctive looks: she's from the northern tribe, which is a little bit unusual. They've only recently been introduced to the north, the far northern tribes, I should say. And she does have a little bit of susceptibility when she's using her fire powers. At a young age, they were sort of shunned and told that they were dangerous, and she is basically can do self-harm if she goes down that path. So that's about it for the complications. Of course, more to come there. As far as the attacks and maneuvers, she doesn't typically use any weapons. She can, I suppose, but usually relies on her shamanistic abilities and her magics. So, scrolling all the way down, we'll go to skills, perks, and talents. All the standard ones, a little bit stronger in medicine for her training and fluency. Arctic survival in the harsh Arctic environment. Knowledge of the far north. Knowledge of magic and shamanism. And she can speak, read, and write Draconic, which is the ancient language of the dragons. And that was just from her cultural connections. Over here to powers and equipment. This is where it gets interesting. As you can see, there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of abilities, and all of these abilities can be are very flexible in the terms of how they're described. But basically, everything costs 5 endurance. The reason I had it over here is because the form is really funky and doesn't really show the numbers very well. So I'm just going to use this side under cost. This is the endurance cost. I should probably type that in. To be clear. And these are the abilities that she can currently use. A blast of ice or fire. This does non-lethal damage. She can do another non-lethal cone of damage, which is just a little less powerful, but covers a larger area. Kill is a pointy, spiky, lethal attack, and it does either ice or fire, and it's a 2d6 ranged energy killing attack. Mind Fire is an ego killing attack, which means it's very hard to avoid. For those pesky individuals that don't easily get hit, you can use your Mind Fire, which goes directly to their brain, and it's much easier to stop someone who's maybe very evasive or hard to hit. Wall is the ability to create a wall of ice up to 5 hex facings, and it has a 10 resistant defense, which is pretty strong. They have to break through that before they do damage to the target or to whatever's behind that wall. Aid is a way to increase any statistic, so you can supplement with your magic anybody's stats. So you can supplement their strength, supplement their stun maybe to make sure that they survive a particularly deadly blow, even their body if they're going to take damage take lethal damage or take damage, you can shield them from that. It can be used proactively to pad that stat, or it can be used to just add points, direct points to any player's ability. So it's pretty flexible, you can be creative with it. Suppress does exactly that. It suppresses magic or dispels it. So any particular item or spell effect that's happening, you can counter that spell effect or magical item by casting Suppress upon it. Commune is the ability to access elders of the northern tribe. This happens out of combat. It's a ritual that's required, and you basically can communicate and get access information by talking to the ancient ones, people of your tribe, asking questions. Of course, they're going to be vague, and it's going to be that sort of, spooky, mysterious. Are you really getting information, or is it just kind of, like more riddles upon riddles? But it'll be fun. Commune, why not? It'll be fun stuff. Good opportunities there to get to open up dialogue with the ancient ones. Healing is pretty self-explanatory. It's a way that you help your teammates by healing them from damage, both stun and body. So their lethal and non-lethal damage can be healed with this spell. Everything you can cast these spells as much as you want. They cost 5 endurance each, so we'll keep track of that. Every time you cast a spell, you just take 5 endurance off of your maximum endurance. And then that's how that works. So there's not too much there. Proficiency plus 3 OCB with spells, so it's a little bit easier for you to hit with all of your spells. So keep that in mind. So you'll have I guess we could fix that here. Oh, that's already there in the plus 3 OCB with spells. So you'll know that to hit, depending on the spell, you'll be either using your offensive combat value or your offensive magical combat value, or mental. And that all depends. And that's it. That's Saphira in a nutshell. The important thing here to remember about magic is that it is very flexible. And if you have any ideas or you want to use your magic in different ways, then here we can always add new things. The flexibility of the Dragon Shaman is they have direct access to dragon magic, which is pretty powerful and not the standard magical spells that most of the North uses. So it's a little bit unique, a little different in flavor, and it will have a different effect on different enemies in the realm. So with that's covering Saphira, the Dragon Shaman. Hope you enjoyed it. We have one more character to go, and then we will complete our campaign of current characters. Until next time, have a great day.